Hey, boiler up. You see the fans cheering there, the coach getting the big congrats and talking to those players after the Sweet 16 is on their calendar after the big win over McNeese Saturday. So we'll look ahead to their game that will be played at Lucas Oil Stadium. So kind of a home game for the Boilers on Friday.
And a big shout out to the ladies of Notre Dame this morning. Woo! They're moving on, in the women's NCAA tournament after they beat Michigan. So they're moving on to the Sweet 16 as well. We've got all your tournament coverage coming up in just a few minutes here on 13 Sunrise. So hopefully that helps you ease into your Monday. Even if it is 6 a.m., I know it's rough getting that Monday started, but we have a lot of good news to share with you today.
We do. A rainy Sunday around here and kind of chilly. Still a little chilly, but the rain has stopped for now, at least. We know a lot of people here in central Indiana heading out on spring breaks or staying here hoping for some spring weather.
Yeah, eventually. I think, by Friday into this weekend, we're going to be trending back towards 70. Until then, though, pretty average, so kind of where we should be at this point in the season. And the good news today, the rain is long gone from yesterday, and we will tap back into some sunshine today. Now, do want to point out to our north, we've got that area of low pressure that's now occluded across the Great Lakes region. We will see some winds mixing down out of that, so it will still be a bit of a breezy day. But as far as the temperatures go, we see a change in wind direction from north to south. So most of us get to tap into that southwesterly wind component today, and that's going to help to warm things up a bit. In the meantime, it is much colder to our north in the mid-30s near Chicago, Milwaukee. It's 38 in Indy, but 44 over closer to the St. Louis area. That warmer air is headed in our direction. Right now, 37 in Richmond, 39 in Muncie, basically where we should be at this point in the season when it comes to our overnight low temperatures. And then a nice warming trend today, going to take us back into the mid-50s, although, again, we will see 35 to 40 mile-per-hour wind gusts at times, so that will perhaps make it feel cooler. The sun, though, going to be something we get to enjoy. We're going to bring back some rain chances tomorrow. Not going to be an all-day washout for your Tuesday, but I've got you updated here with that latest timeline coming up in the full forecast. It is 6:02, though, in the traffic center. We need to get you back out to the Knightstown area. Been following this for about 30 to 40 minutes now. It's an overturned semi along I-70 eastbound. So this is going to be just east of that State Road 109 exit. It's an overturned semi in the median, so it's blocking that left lane of travel. Everyone kind of merging over as we've had tow trucks arrive on scene. We got this crane truck out there as well to kind of help to get that semi back upright and hopefully get this scene cleared. But in the meantime, it's going to take some time. And with one travel lane blocked, we are starting to see some stop and go traffic approaching the scene of this. So as you get closer, if this does continue to back up, I would utilize that State Road 109 exit off of I-70 eastbound and take US 40 as that runs parallel with I-70 over in East Central Indiana.
Lindsay, thank you. Well, right now there is a push by IMPD detectives to get answers for families who have had loved ones murdered.
This morning, we're taking a look at the numbers of open and unsolved homicide cases with IMPD. Matthew Foltz is doing this now with a look at the unsolved cases, plus a plea from one mother who knows this all too well, Matthew.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate scene for Denise Bonds, who first reached out to me over Facebook telling me that it doesn't get any easier living without her 25-year-old son. Her son's case is just one of nearly 600 unsolved murder cases dating back to 2020 that Metro Police tell me they're still working to solve. Now, here's how the numbers break down according to IMPD. There are 128 unsolved homicides from 2020, 132 from 2021, 117 from 2022, 102 in 2023, and then 108 last year. Now, Denise's son, Darrell Brown, was shot and killed outside of his East Side apartment complex near 30th and German Church Road around 2 in the morning back in January of 2021. Denise tells me her son was a good guy who would help out anyone, and she still questions why anyone would want to kill him. She believes that he may have been shot in the back the night he was killed.
When I laid him to rest, I said, I'm gonna make sure that I find who killed him senselessly. And they didn't have to do it. He mean the world to his sisters and brothers. His daughter gonna grow up without her father.
It's so heartbreaking. Metro Police tell me that Darrell's case has now been turned over to a new detective, and the department tells me that that detective and other investigators are really just hoping to get some answers for not only Denise, but all of these families who are really pleading for some answers in each of these cases. So coming up at 6:30, we'll take a look at some of the challenges that IMPD is currently facing with solving each of these cases.
It's heartbreaking to hear that mother that wants answers, but knowing that's multiplied by hundreds. Matthew, thank you. We'll check in with you soon.
Well, this morning we're trying to learn more about what led up to a deadly shooting that happened over the weekend.
A 30-year-old man is under arrest this morning after that shooting that was early yesterday morning around 4:45 on North Arsenal Avenue, just south of New York Street. Officers say they found a man on the front porch of a house and had been shot multiple times. He died at the scene. Right now, the suspect police have is facing a preliminary charge of murder.
We're also working to learn more about a couple of other incidents that happened over the weekend here in Indianapolis. Just after 12:30 yesterday morning on North Linwood Avenue near 38th and Emerson, police found a person with a gunshot wound. They were taken to the hospital and were told are in stable condition.
About 2 hours before that, police found someone else on St. Paul Street shot. This was near Keystone and Prospect. That victim was also reported to be stable at last check. No word yet on a suspect in either of these shootings.
And a Marion County Sheriff's deputy is out of a job this morning, fired. David Hodges was fired after being arrested by police on OWI charges. Hodges is accused of driving drunk and then crashing his truck into a house in Lawrence.
Now, video taken from a neighbor's doorbell camera shows, wow, the moments that Hodges' black truck goes into reverse and then rolls over, hitting that house. Greg Tolliver's house is the one that was hit. He wasn't home at the time, but his teenager and adult children were there.
My first reaction and my wife's first reaction is, are the kids okay?
The good news is they are okay. No one was hurt here. The court documents show that Hodges and his girlfriend were in the truck at the time. He told police that he was backing up because his girlfriend had forgot something in her house down the street.
Hodges also told officers he was trying to park, but take a look at that. That's a pretty fast speed. He does lose control. Hodges was given a breathalyzer by police. His blood alcohol level was .122. You can read more about this arrest online right now at WTHR.com.
Family and friends will get together this week to celebrate the life of a former Hamilton Southeastern football player who was killed in a crash earlier this month. Mason Alexander died in that crash in Fishers back on March 1st, months after graduating early and joining the University of Pittsburgh football team. His family is inviting the community to come out to the services tomorrow at the Fishers Event Center. The visitation is from 9 until noon, and his celebration of life is scheduled to start just after that.
Well, it's 6:08. Let's hear it for Notre Dame women. The Fighting Irish headed to the Sweet 16 for women's basketball, the tournament there for a fourth straight season.
They're used to being in this spot, but it still feels good. And Hannah Hidalgo was a big part of yesterday's win against Michigan with 21 points as the Irish beat the Wolverines 76-55. Now, the Irish did struggle late in the regular season, but the team's coach says these two dominant wins so far shows they can bounce back.
No matter when that wake-up call happens, I'm just happy that we responded, and we know that defensively is where we need to bring our energy, because especially at this point. So I'm grateful. You know, I always feel like there's always lessons and things that we go through. So this is part of the journey, and I'm grateful that we responded in terms of age and playing really great basketball defensively.
15 rebounds.
So you can sort of hear the announcer there figuring out where we'll play next. Notre Dame, we know now, will play TCU in the Sweet 16 this Saturday. Now, unfortunately, the tournament run is over for the IU women's team. So the Hoosiers lost to South Carolina 64-53, but they fought hard. IU actually led South Carolina at halftime, but the Gamecocks pulled away in the third quarter, and then the Hoosiers couldn't recover from that. Players say despite this early exit, they're really proud of their performance this season.
Yeah, I think every single one of us take pride in wearing Indiana across our chest. Obviously, Coach Moore has turned this program around and built it from the ground up, and we've created a great fan base here.
We go back to think of how
kind of up and down the year was. But like you said, we competed with some of the top teams in the country, and that says a lot about our group. And we just stuck together. It's hard, you know, to stick together when times get hard, but I think we showed that a couple times this year.
So this game marks the end of Sydney Parrish, who you just heard from. It's the end of her college career. The Fishers native says that she is still hoping to play either in the WNBA or overseas. So we hope to see her on the court again very soon.
Yeah, we certainly do. Well, hey, taking a look at the men's tournament, Purdue headed to its second straight Sweet 16 appearance after a dominating performance against McNeese Saturday.
The Boilermakers are set to play at Lucas Oil Stadium Friday here in Indy. Purdue took down McNeese 76-62 on Saturday in the round of 32. And Trey Kaufman-Wren led the way. 22 points he had, and the Big Ten Player of the Year, Braden Smith, added 10.
Head coach Matt Painter says the team is peaking at just the right time.
Our guys have been great. This group of guys have really kind of bounced back after we've struggled here at the end of the year, even though our schedule was really tough. We had a tough stretch where we lost 4 in a row and just hung in there, and, you know, hopefully we're playing our best basketball.
So Purdue is set to take on #1 seed Houston at Lucas Oil on Friday night at 10 o'clock. We'll be watching, won't we, Linz?
Yeah, I'll be watching with one eye open. Hey, by Friday, though, we're going to be warming up in a pretty big way. Now, most of the work week, we're going to be looking at pretty seasonal temperatures in the 50s. We are going to be headed back towards 70 for Friday into the start of next weekend. It also brings some storm chances into the area as well. We'll break down the latest timeline on that in your full forecast.